Greetings and hallucinations, all you people out there in FAF land. I am casting a 5 versus 5 Canis game. Canis, quite the popular team game map, and recently a 5 versus 5 version debuted, and I've seen a lot of games on it. Picked one up that was a fairly high ranked one. This is definitely above average Joe's. On the northern side, we have a full spread of factions, all 4 represented. More flak needed, I believe that is build more tank slash build more flak. They're messing with me and renaming their ACUs. More flak needed, and that is jolly. Along with Zaki Zok, Destiny Potato, and Man of Action. On the southern team, we have Batman. I think we all know who's going to win this game. Chosen, Laneless, Postal, and last but not least, Lilil. Hopefully, with this high ranked of a game, we're going to see some solid gameplay. I think this is a little bit longer replay, probably pushing up over 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and bump up the speed early game. Try to knock out as much of this as we can during the expansion stage so we can slow down and watch what's happening once we start seeing some action. Normal expansion from both teams, tons of engineers headed out, nothing really aggressive in the early game. A lot of times you'll see early air, early bombers coming in, but for this one at least, looks like a nice relaxed little stroll in the park, casually ambling out to claim the mexas. This is about the latest I have ever seen a raid, quote-unquote raid. A mech marine and a scout out at past 3 minutes to cross the map. Coming out from Zok. Maybe he can pick something off, but I sincerely doubt it since there's an ACU at both necks. That little mech marine is doomed. Doomed, I tell you. Striker out for Lilil is going to be able to pick up an engineer kill and a mass extractor. Most successful unit so far. Both teams now pushing out a little bit of air. Canis, I believe, is devolving into a sentence situation. The slots are so often played that teams have pretty much divvied up exactly who gets what mechs, and the gameplay has boiled down to essentials. Any sentence players will know exactly what I'm talking about. What I am hoping is that with this high ranked of a game, we'll see something interesting. It's always awesome when somebody does something to break the mold and it works out very well. Something I've seen a little bit of recently was Salem spam from one side or the other, which is pretty hilarious to watch. Tac launcher from Destiny Potato. I love that name. Unfortunately, that is always expected on this map, so there is TMD popping up all over the place. A mad dash to spam it up to prevent the loss of any T2 mexes, and for the most part it is going to be pretty successful. Potato was able to land a couple on some outlying mexes, but unfortunately it is not going to be enough to make that upgrade worth it, I think. Devastating loss of build power there. Throwing the gun upgrade on that. T1 with gun and tac launcher. You want to stay away from that commander, because if you get too close, he will tac launch you with impunity. Trying to get a double comm push on him, but he is going to be able to get back into the water. T2 Aeon Air is now on the map, so there is a potential of mercy. I'm going to slow this down. Let's call it a 3, so I don't miss anything, hopefully. Very successful land push up the right side from Batman and Lanalis. That is going to do a pretty good job of clearing out some of this eco, mopping up these engineers that we're out here reclaiming, although it is a little bit late. They've already done their job. Postal doing an exceptional job of holding air control. He already has Swift Winds out, and here comes the Mercies. I called it. Potentially going to nab an ACU. I would imagine they're going to aim for Potato, try to get rid of that tack launcher. Batman does have the T2 upgrade, and he is trying to get a foothold on this shore. Very wise decision to build that tack defense before. That just saved his life. Not a doubt about it. That was not quite enough. Still able to hang on there. If Potato is able to get T2 on that ACU, the T2 gun tack launcher, Seraphim, and UEF ACU is probably one of the strongest units you can possibly have in the T1, T2, early T3 stage. Just a brutal, brutal combination. Potato expertly playing those Mercies. Waste of mass from Postal. He was able to front with those 3 T1 anti-airs and knock them down no problem. Got a little bit of a fire-based war going here on the left side. That hill is kind of screwing up any potential to wipe it out, though, because hill, that's why. Zoc trying to push a little bit with his lovely little group of pillars. Unfortunately, between the T2 point defense and this ACU, I don't think he's going to get very far. T3 land. That is the first T3 factory I see, and it is out for Lanalis. And a T3 for Man of Action pushing sniper bots. I was incorrect, guys. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Man of Action was first to Tier 3. This is a dangerous group of units. There is an absurd amount of alpha damage contained in that group of sniper bots. We might get to see a literal ACU snipe here. 2 tack launchers up for Batman. Trying to do something with them, although I'm not sure what. That's not really enough to snipe anyone. Destiny Potato looks like he's gotten, let's see, tack, T3, and gun at 16 minutes. That is brutal. The amount of health and regen on that with a couple of vet. Sitting on 45 regen and 22,000 health. And he has the tack launcher. That T3 comm is able to throw out an insane amount of tack missiles as long as you have the eco to support it. And it appears that Potato does. Strat bombers for Postal. He has made the T3 air jump. More flak needed has as well. His first ASF is out. Unfortunately, Postal does have the advantage of having some of these swift winds. Man of Action is going to have to get in the water if he wants to live. He is lucky those are shockers. They have the small area of effect, but he needs to dodge better. 3 strat bombers. That is going to be a hard loss this early into the action. Looks like Man of Action has pulled his ACU back to safety. Although Postal still has a firm control on air and is still pushing strats. That is, looked like 4 strats on the field for a second. Ah, Jolly goes down. There's the fireball. Postal doing a masterful job of holding air and producing combat units. Those 3 strat bombers gonna try for another kill, but they are going to get dropped. Jolly complaining because he had 20,000 mass in storage and was planning a GC. That is not good at all. More flak. Why? Why are you building a strat bomber when you don't have enough ASF to cover it? That is horrible. Finally has enough to knock out all of those ASF. More flak is in control of air for now. We'll have to see how long he can hold it. Sniper bots coming up mid from Chosen. They are going to be able to reach out across the water here. Quite impressive range on those things. Zakizak playing UEF a bit recently. It seems like he is pushing his favorite little toy, the Percival. Percival's replacing a direct fire T4 for UEF. They are brutally effective when they're in large numbers. There are 6 there in the center. Ayathatha is out for Chosen as well. This is the beginning of the T4 stage. We're probably going to see a lot of them. A GC on the way for Lil. A Megalith for more flak. Needs to be reclaiming this pretty aggressively. More flak is going to be mass stalling. The chicken was out first though, and first is greatly important on a map like this. Picking off those Percivals that were scattered and not all bunched up in their little group. Zakizak is going to need to get his Percivals together and make a strike on this chicken. More flak is finally reclaiming everything. Throwing up that Megalith in a hurry, but it may not be fast enough. That is kind of rare. I always see Monkey Lord first, never Megalith first, but More Flak apparently has decided that Monkey Lords are for the weak. Megaliths are for the strong. Still pulling in enough reclaim to build that effectively. There goes the Megalith. Question is it going to be early enough to save Man of Action? Taking a fireball to the face. Down to half health, and there goes More Flak. That is bad. That is very bad. That shiny new Megalith with hardly an HP missing is sadly going to Control K. Chosen making excellent priority choices. Oh, that was very unlucky. They had a chance to come back. That would have been a good game, but that is going to end it. Not having that Megalith. Now there are Percivals in the rear base. Harvey's coming up the center. I don't know how they have any chance of pulling this back out. Postal, definitely the star player on the Southern team. Those early strat bombers and taking a firm grip on air control early and
Strategic
knocking
launch
out
detected.
Jolly. That was huge. We now have a nuke from Laneless that is going to decimate
Strategic launch detected.
this right hand base. That was a double nuke build. Complaining about balance over here, but honestly, the balance was good on this. That's Zaki Zak and Potato on the northern team. Air slot was a dead even match. There's just a couple of bad luck circumstances that ended it for the northern team, mainly the amount of air that Postal was able to throw up. Well, good game and well played to both teams. Interesting to see the sniper bot usage, although I'm sad that they didn't play a bigger role in that. Overall, a good game though. Thanks for watching, guys.